Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Portal Reloaded. Let's continue. Really struggled with that last puzzle, so I'm hoping for some easy puzzles to kind of wind down from that. But I also wouldn't be surprised if all the puzzles going forward are fairly difficult. Here we have a giant air vent, which arguably you would have wanted to see more of those in the official games. You kind of could see a giant Aperture Science logo in front of it. And we are going to have a interesting transition scene here where we just run and hit this aerial faceplate. And there was a box I missed. Inherently, though, like a lot of these situations,
this next chamber should really test your observation skills. Take a good look around first, and then decide what to do, and in which order.
Like, maybe there was some trick there to get to that button, but probably not. These movement sections, I still feel like the game should just take control, though, and talk to you while that's happening, and just have the loads happening during a kind of scripted experience. Like, I know it's off-putting to have the game take control away from you, certainly, but I would like to... I'd like to make sure I'm actually seeing what I'm supposed to be seeing. This feels very reminiscent of a fairly complicated puzzle in Portal 2, where you had to do quite a bit. In fact, this might be the worst puzzle in Portal 2. There's all kinds of lasers. The laser actually working. Very odd, either burn pattern or shadow, because of the odd angles of this room. Okay. That's gonna get flung up that way. When that does get flung up that way, it's kind of telling me to put the cube going that direction. Alright, let's see how this works. Like, you barely... I don't think that the idea is that this is supposed to make an infinite loop. Because that's not working. Probably should just start with seeing how we can get ourselves to a point. I guess the biggest twist here would be if you're just supposed to jump up here and then use that as stairs. And see, this would be just like, can you grab the edge without bouncing it? Not easily. But yeah, if I'm supposed to get up here, how? There's a lot of questions going on here. Yeah, that just shot that in the wrong direction. So almost certainly it has to be this way. Apparently can't hit the button without walking around. So it would have probably been quicker just to go pick up the cube. What if we were to jump through here? What if we're supposed to bounce something up and down? There. The fact that you can barely even get this on the aerial faceplate just doesn't make it feel like that's the goal of what you're supposed to be able to do. Although at a certain point maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe what you do is something closer to putting that there. Probably not that. It's probably putting that there. I mean, that would kind of make some sense if that's what was happening. They are supposed to maintain momentum. So, theoretically, if I was to do this and then get shot up, then I just need to make sure it's not in the middle there. And that should have that bounce back and forth forever. Including at this point. Noticeably, though, I am not seeing the cube anywhere. You can't get a new cube in the past. I do notice that this one is open, where that one isn't. So the only way to get up to this location is through that. But how do I get there is the real question. Because it kind of doesn't matter. No other part of this matters until I can figure out how I fling my body in place and can see what's going on. Okay, it's over there. It's probably not supposed to be over there. How do I get up? See, if you're just gonna try and make stairs, that's not gonna work for you. And then the aerial faith plate will just be broken, and the ceiling is broken there, so that's not gonna work. That does heavily imply that the way forward is something like this. And I think we're supposed to escape the puzzle in the present day because I think we started in the future. Is this trick perhaps just going backwards? Yeah, I think we started through here. So yeah, it doesn't really feel like the trick from before. Just explain to me how I get to that point. Because at the end of the day, nothing matters unless I can get up there. And unless these floor patterns or something turned out to be elevators. Okay. We've got to make some progress somewhere, so let's just make an assumption here that flinging the cube like this will get it actually in the way of the laser, and that will trigger something to happen. So a lot of places where steps could be helpful. Okay. Where'd it go? We just have lost a cube, I think, there. That should have just flung up through this portal hole. Yet it's not. Try that again. I half think the game might be glitching here, because what logically should be happening is not happening. Save game. I don't get it. I don't get what's going on here. Let's just make a new blue hole, make a new orange hole, Make a new blue hole. Turn off the tracking. Maybe that will help us a little bit, but probably doesn't. This isn't really the first time either I've seen some weirdness happen. Alright. Save game. New save game slot. Load last save. We'll just have to reload this because it definitely doesn't feel like that's working right. And that may have just been a visual glitch and less of a physics glitch, but I definitely couldn't live with it. Okay. What in the world is going on? I'm not that dumb, am I? That worked fine. But the up and down thing is not working. And that's just causing it to disappear. I can only assume that it might have something to do with portals maybe overlapping in the future. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to just exit the game, because I don't think there's a way to even have a chance of succeeding. Alright, I'm gonna pause the recording, exit the game, and reload it. Be right back. Alright, let's see if this works. Interestingly, there is like a new loading screen where it says thinking in 4 dimensions. That it showed me as it was loading. And that was a fairly quick reload, so it's not as odd as you might think, or uncommon as you might think, to have, well, I don't understand what happened there, but it flung the piece in the right place. Shouldn't have. It's like the game must be scripted to let you win there just at a very high level. That's the only thing I can think. Or I've just like broken the physics of the game terribly. But yeah. It is not unheard of for a game to have its sound engine crash and then have to reset, but for the physics engine, particularly in this game, to crash, that's a big deal. It's a big problem. A lot of shadows here. Maybe that's the trick, is that you're just supposed to fling yourself at the window. Look all around, certainly. me getting up there. I don't think actively helps. Yeah, if these flingers were over here, then I could fall through that. Try something like this, but I just don't have enough momentum. And the little black line here is odd. It's odd to have the extra white border, as if that is trying to teach me something. Okay. I just don't see how I do this. Like this would really suck if this is actually just an unsolvable puzzle and the game just didn't want to admit that they were the mod makers didn't want to admit that they were unfinished. I feel like there's possibly something about angles here that I'm not figuring out. Let's see what happens here. I guess it's possible that there's something to that. Fling this that way. It does oddly work. Not 100% of the time. Let's try this again. I guess the reason why the other one rolls down in the future is because this is more crumbled in the future. Okay. So that ended up back in that area. Or ended up, I mean, it really has to have ended up over there. So how precise do I have to get with these? It does seem oddly precise. I can't put a time portal there because that's in a different position. Yeah, that flings that up that way, but doesn't get it right where we want it. That flings that almost to the right place. And that may be all that needs to really happen. Is that I need the future cube to get up here. And that one to make it over in that direction. But it doesn't seem like it really wants to cooperate with that. At the very least, we're figuring out the angle issue, which obviously there's a big angle issue here. Let's ask this question. Yeah. That doesn't feel like that's an element that plays. Okay. Yeah, but... Okay. I got it now. I see how I'm supposed to get to places. Took me quite a while to get to that idea. Right, so now it's just a matter of putting the right portal here to fling myself over. And it wants me to shoot a laser like way up in the sky, so I need, I think, this one to point there. It's not quite high enough though. Like, if the idea is to get a portal that high, I don't think that's the trick. I think that's the trick. Is that we're gonna have to get a whole crisscross applesauce experience. And then we're gonna have to take this one with us back to the present. Okay. We're just gonna have to hope we're doing this right, I think. Interesting, something's blocking my way. Well, I have no idea what's blocking me there. Seems like the game is really getting glitchy. The good news though is I think I've figured this out. And so, where once there was no hope, I have finally found some. Although, I still really haven't gotten to that final phase. There. Alright. The trick here is I now need to get... Well, we could try this before we do anything else and just see if this works for us. No. It's not. We're going through a blue, which means I need to place an orange here, I think. Okay. There's nothing special over here on this wall as far as these B section frames, or over there. Okay. I need to be able to shoot myself over to that direction in the future, and I gotta figure out a way to do that. You'd kind of think it would be jumping down from this point, but I don't really see a straight shot for any of that. I'm getting back over in that section. Really didn't do anything. The camera's always not really doing much in the Portal games. Okay. If I was to put a portal here, time portal here, I don't think that would help me. Like, I kind of don't think you want to lose this time portal up here. Right. If I shot myself up through this, because like once you have the time portal somewhere, you've got to have the time portal somewhere else before you can put a portal up. What if I was just to shoot the time portal there? Yeah, I don't think that does anything for us, but let's go in the future and see. Yeah, I question really whether that would work. And we're not even getting to the point that really is going to have to work. What's really going to have to happen is just put the time portal away for now. This is going to go here. And then that's going to go there. We just got to get the other one to also agree with that. Which means it has to happen in the present. So how do I fling myself in the past? I know the output's there, almost certainly. If not, then the output is there. Could put a time portal here. And then... But wherever the time portal is where it's going to be in both cases. So it doesn't really make sense that the time portal helps in this scenario. I need to be able to fling myself upward in the past, go through a time portal, and fling myself through an orange portal. Otherwise, it just doesn't feel like there's a jump to be made around that. It's nothing crazy about like coming in here and disabling and re-enabling the time portals. These puzzles are just getting crazier and crazier. The good news, I think, is that you don't need to fling yourself multiple times on that. I don't think that the time portals being on these platforms help. Here's an idea, I guess. Well, we'll have to risk it. We kind of know how to get back there, so it's not that big of a deal. Shoot ourselves through this. And then what we're trying to do, I think, is possibly hitting that with a portal. Nope. That flung us, even when it's flat, in an opposite direction. I guess we'll try and see. Try and come over here. Just to make sure that there's not some trick I'm missing. Notice how I did bump that square. Okay. So could we fling ourselves with that knowledge? The thing you'd really love to be able to do is just poke your head through a portal and then shoot another portal gun, but the game won't let you shoot portals through portals. That would break the concept too much. We do need to take this back with us. That much we do know. Perhaps the idea is to this is that weird one that doesn't let me jump through it. Maintain that blue and then see if there's a way to get get the blue back. I don't think there is, though, because the only way to get back up there is using both a blue and an orange. The real question to ask is, why does this move forward and I don't? Like, when this gets projected, why does that get projected at that awkward angle and yet I do not? Like, I can press forward as much as I want and you barely go anywhere. So why are the physics different? Line there on those. There's a line there on that panel. I just need my physical body over there. That's it. That's all I need to have happen. It needs to happen here. See, if it was just like, oh, there's a place to place a portal and you just have to be really observant, that would kind of suck. Is there a possible way in which you could split the beam in two? I suppose that's another question to think about. Is that in the present, could you take this beam well, that's an odd angle, and send it in any direction? Could you get a direction that would go through a time portal that would do something? I mean, yes, at a certain level you could get the beam to the present time. But that doesn't help you any. Like, kind of nothing helps you.
Remember that you can only place time portals on surfaces which are in the same condition in both timelines.
And shooting the beam over there doesn't do anything for you. If I was over there and I did have it traveling through time instead of over here traveling through time, would that change anything? Not really. Okay. So if we have this all set up like that, and then if I had myself getting ejected from this one, which doesn't like to eject me, okay, you go through here like that. My goal here, we'd have to change everything, and then in the process you'd also have to change things. I'm not explaining this well at all. So if in the past we had a portal here and here, and I'm going to get flung up here, that won't work. I need it to stay the same, so I need a time portal there, and then I need in the future this and this, I think. Or you have to change everything in the past, so you'd have to do something more like this and this. Okay, let's try that. Okay. So you set yourself up so you're bouncing backwards and forwards on this and this. When you get to the future, then a time portal will shoot you through here to this, and ideally that. Okay. Can I make it to that? No. If I could make it to that, that would work. But again, the physics works differently. Like, you can't put the green portal there because everything's different. It may just be a long shot that you have to do. You may literally have to do something like that. But even in that case, that didn't fling me where I wanted to go. And that's not going to get me where I want to go, though. There's nothing special about jumping from that area. Yeah, we're at an hour again, and I'm very confused. Like, thoroughly confused. Let's ask a more simplistic question. Do we see a square when we bounce up this way? Anything that we could shoot a portal on at all? I guess the answer to that is no. Do we possibly see, like, you do have this kind of like crumbling glass, so if you told me that there was actually, the solution was to break this glass and just shoot a portal past it, that would be somewhat believable. To come out of there, you just need to find a place to jump, to get some height, any amount of height. Would there be a way to use the old present-day cube in the future? No. So putting it anywhere other than where it is a mistake. And the power is not enabled here in the past, so you can't do anything with that. And it's not just a case that you need to fling the cube over there and that's good enough, and that it's just going to magically be in the right place. It's not an extra area over there. Well, as crazy as it seems like I am just going to have to shoot a portal on the way up and then shoot this here. Okay. So we now are in an infinite loop. And then long shot ourselves a portal there. And then suppose for a temporary thing we'll put the blue portal there. Is this crazy? So what I need to have happen, notice how it just kind of really twists you around, is on the way up I need to shoot a green portal and then shoot a blue portal here and fling myself there. That is crazy. All to just get us to this point, in which we are going to hopefully be able to do that and not move the cubes in any further fashion. Alright. Now we just fling ourselves up again. Missed it, but that's fine. And do that.
Outstanding. You are the first test subject to ever make it to this point. In fact, you are the first test subject to ever survive a trip to the future at all.
And yeah, the fact that you can't put the time portal here points to the fact that you cannot possibly have solved this in the past or in the future. Yeah. But we did that. Let's save again. The game is getting more and more difficult, and oddly it's getting a little glitchy. So now we are in this weird mad rush to see, can we make it to the end before the game's physics completely break apart and we are just at something that is just awkwardly unpassable, undefeatable. Anyways, I suppose we'll end that there. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and get me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.